Who's the most unexpected person you had sex with? My second shift supervisor. I was first shift supervisor. I don't know how it even happened. We worked at a notorious building, I guess you could say. We did security. The building was always empty. For its size, there wasn't too many people and we had the keys to go anywhere. We did it on the roof with a city view. In the office bathroom. In a huge storage room. In our boss's office. The craziest part is I really never saw it coming. He was a sneaky one. He really buttered me up and gained my trust before even busting a move at all. What started off as a rooftop fuck turned into insatiable lust that I'll honestly remember for the rest of my life. I've got two that were very unexpected to me. I was about 19/20 and was dating a girl for about a year. And she just finished 2 years of community college and decided to go to University of Hawaii. She went to visit to see if she would even like it, and I ended up finding out she cheated on me. And one of the main reasons why she chose Hawaii was to be with this other guy. I ended up breaking up with her when she got back. And I got a call from her best friend saying, "Hey, I know you and blank broke up. Do you want to come over and talk to clear your head?" So I took her up, and she lived literally around the corner from my ex's parents. It was just a talk. I said, well, it's getting late, so I better head off. I get in my car and get a call immediately saying, "Hey, you forgot something." And I didn't forget anything, it was just a ploy for me to have sex with her. She ended up saying she didn't really like her so-called best friend, my ex. This ended up going on nearly every day for about a year. She ended up moving away a few states over. Unfortunately, my second unexpected one was that I moved to Europe when I was 22/23. After about a year of being here, a friend came and visited. We did a little European tour. And one of our stops was Oktoberfest. We spent most of the day drinking. He ended up drinking too much. So I took him back to our Airbnb, and the people we were with told me to come back, so I done so. I have no idea how I managed to do so. But this beautiful German girl and I tried communicating, as I only speak English and she was only able to speak German. And very broken English. The night is ending. I say my goodbyes and her friends ask if I can walk her home as it's on the way to my Airbnb, just to make sure she gets home safe. I am using a lot of Google Translate. We are laughing. End up getting some food. We get to her flat and she opens the door and says, come in for one last drink." So I do so. We weren't really talking coherently, but were seeming to just enjoy each other's company. She goes to the bathroom, comes back out naked, and we end up having sex a few times. Falling asleep. My friend is due to leave back to the US later that evening, and my flight was a few hours after him. The German girl and I exchange numbers, thinking I'd never see her again. I say my goodbyes to my friend and send him his way to the airport. I give this girl a text with Google Translate basically saying I really enjoyed spending time with you. Our time together was short but enjoyable. She asks if I can come back over. So I decide to not go get my flight, as I felt like I was in love. I end up staying with her for 2 more days. Tons of sex and laughing. Also trying to understand one another. I can honestly say it's probably one of the best times of my life. We parted ways. We still keep in contact every so often. She is fluent in English now. And we've seen each other a few times. We are both recently single again. And plan on seeing each other in October time. On Halloween I dressed as a girl from the original Star Trek. I had sex with a random guy dressed as Spock, still a high point of mine. 44-year-old woman from NC. Best sex I ever had. Everything else after felt like cheap. No brand snacks after a few times with her. Edit. Forgot to say I was 23 at the time. Coworker at summer camp. I liked her a lot but I was too afraid to make a move. A bunch of us went to a friend, coworker's place for the weekend and on Saturday night she walked in and laid down next to me on the air mattress. Me, being clueless, was like, hey, and she just sits up, straddles me and starts kissing me. It went from there and it was fun. I'm a heavy dude though, and at some point the air mattress cap popped off and it deflated. Took me a minute to realize that I was just laying on the floor. She went to the bathroom to clean up and I got the air pump to reinflate the mattress. And I guess everyone else heard. My wife, the other day, was 95% sure we were just going to go to sleep. I went on a cruise to the Caribbean by myself when I was 25. I met a recently divorced 42-years-old mum of 3 the last night of the cruise, also by herself. We stayed up the entire night the last night in my room. She skipped her flight the next day and I drove her to Atlanta where she lived. From the port of Miami. We got a hotel downtown and fucked all night. I took her to her car at the Atlanta airport the next morning and will never see her again. The camp counselor I had a crush on when I was 11. I ended up running into her when I was 18. Didn't know it was her until we got to pillow talk. Best surprise ever. We called last call at the bar I worked at and this one older woman I'd thrown a flirt at took my hand and asked if there was somewhere we could make out. We went into the alley out back and just went to town. What made it unexpected was I had jokingly said to my friend earlier before work that I wanted to bang a MILF. I guess one of my teachers after I graduated. Or one woman who I would clash with all the time that I knew from work. I've had sex with one guy my whole life but I'm here eating up these stories. Pastor's daughter. I was 19. She was 22. And we ran the youth camp together. As soon as the kids were asleep we got biblical. God, she was hot. My female boss during my summer job at a coffee shop. Female best friend's best friend. She always hated me for some reason. Ended up hooking up throughout high school though. A girl from my college. Keep in mind that I was a fat ugly bastard back then. And still now. And this girl just kept showing interest in me up to the point we had sex for few months and she paid for the hotels and dinners and all. She's light years out of my league so it still confuses me up to this moment. Edit. Grammar. I was at a college Halloween party dressed as Willie Robertson from Duck Dynasty and a girl dressed in a full banana suit had sex with me in the bathroom. Neither of us took our costumes off. I don't even know who she is. My friend's sister. She is hot so I guess why not. It happened 7 years ago. Now we are married for 4 years. Yay, that friend is actually still my best friend. Edit. Grammar. My sister's college roommate. I hated that bitch, still do. My boss when I was 19. She was the manager and talked me into being her love for a raise. 26 years ago I knew my wife but we absolutely hated each other. Today we've been together for 10 years and I can't imagine life without her. I did this band thing. Drum and bugle corps, if anyone outside that sub knows what that is. As a late teen where we'd meet once a month for a weekend to learn music and shit and then we did a show tour for the summer. This one year, this girl from the other side of my state comes and we happen to stand next to each other. She was a super fit cheerleader type that was also in band in her hometown and she said something Mildly flirty. I said something flirty back. Time and words pass and we're waking up in the middle of the night and trying to sneak off and get some sexy time done in some school in the middle of nowhere. We almost got caught and decided to make plans for next month. Well, she misses the next month. I miss the month after that, and next thing you know we're at the all days part of the year that gets a little more intense. So no opportunity for shenanigans. Well, we did not click again, we hated the fuck out of each other. And drove each other crazy for 2 months. She was not the greatest player and was a super popular kid in her school. But she was not popular or well-liked in this group of people. And that made her super angry. I was a fucking nerd band geek at my school, but was well-liked here in this group of people. So she took that anger out on me. I fought back by making fun of her playing. She fought back by being a raging asshole to me and trying to belittle me whenever possible. Adults had to get involved once or twice. After our last show we were still 2,500 miles from home and all the pressure we were under was gone and we started to be normal people again. She gave me a look one day that I interpreted as, "I've been horny for 2 months, asshole. And I hate you, but you're still the nicest person to me here," and I looked back at her like, "You fucking for real right now?" And she nodded her head at me and we went for a walk. I don't remember a goddamn word we said to each other, but we fucked each other in some long ass grass in Mississippi and it was fucking amazing. Except for the part where we both got bit by mosquitoes on our sensitive bits. We weren't able to find a time, place again. But we tried. I wish I could find her on the interwebs and apologize for being a jerk and thank her for that one post-tour hate fuck. The only time I've ever done a hate fuck. Completely unexpected. Kim, I hope you're well. I'm sorry for my part in making your summer miserable. My best friend from high school. She picked me up and we went back to the place she was house sitting. Didn't know it was my old history teacher's house until the next day. How many of you have started typing up your story? Started thinking about it and go, "Nah, I ain't gonna share that," and discard the post? This hot-ass bartender who was absolutely out of my league when he asked, "What else are you doing tonight?" In a friendly, "I wanna be tipped well kinda way," and I said, "You." And he said, "I like that plan. Here's my address," rolling on the floor laughing. Probably my ex's best friend. She was the one who told me that my ex cheated on a night out. I then saw her during Freshers Week at uni and ended up back at her dorm for a party. Lots of flirting and dirty talk. And I thought, fuck it. She hurt me and her friend was hot Sue. Random girl I met on a coach from Amsterdam to Brussels. We were both traveling alone and she came and sat across from me and asked if I wanted to hang out. After an hour or so of chatting she asked to see my dick, so I obliged. There was only 2 other people on the coach and as we were traveling through the night they were sat up front and they appeared to be asleep. Before I knew it we were fucking on the back seat and fucked 2 more times before we got to Brussels. She gave me a kiss and we parted company. Totally random event. Edit. This blew up more than I expected. To answer some questions, there was no condom involved and I did spend the following week per month worrying. I got checked by the doctor and was given the all clear. Had 0 sexual partners between. The coach ride took just under 3 hours. We stopped at Brecht for quite a while, not sure why. The sex was not some tantric marathon. It was 3 quickies with a bit of foreplay. I was 21, permanently horny, and the danger of it all made it even more arousing.